Hey, what's up, guys? This is Roy from Team Nonstop Gaming, and I'm coming at you now with a tournament report of how I did at the Toronto Scarborough Regionals. So, I will admit, I did not do very well. I was very unprepared for most of the matchups. So, we'll get right into it. So, round one, I played against a friend of mine from locals, and he was playing a Dark Lord. It's a Dark Lord, the World Turbo deck, and so we started our match. I won the dice roll. I chose to go first, and I started the basic combo, double Colossus Titan, and he scooped there. And after that, game two, he decided to go first, so he was able to special summon a monster, tribute that monster, bring a Vanity's Fiend, and passed. I drew. I had Impermanence and the basic Thunder Dragon combo in hand. So I Impermanence the Vanity's Fiend and kind of went off, brought out a Lambda, a Colossus, and a Titan. I swung over the guy with my Colossus, and then I swung directly with the Lambda and the Titan. I passed there, and then he went and he started doing his plays and everything, brought out the world, or he special summoned all of his Dark Lord monsters linked into Saruja, special out the world. First he called Tails, and then the next thing he links it and it off for another, it and the Saruja off for something else, and then went into a he linked those two off and went into another monster. Used a Dark Lord card to special summon the Superbia, I think it's called, and special summon the world back. This time he got heads. He tributed off the two monsters to skip my turn. Went back, special summoned again. He still wasn't able to beat over my Titan or my Colossus, so he swung over the Lambda. Then he passed again and tributed off the monsters, went back to his turn, and then he was trying to crush my Titan, so he overexerted a bit, and he brought out about 3 or 4 monsters. He overlaid a couple of them into the giant bugs. I can't remember what they're called. And then he overlaid on top of that, and then he overlaid on top of that. Then he went to enter his battle phase, and I used Nibiru. And then he had to pass his turn. I had Thunder Dragon Fusion still in the graveyard, so I banished that. Got myself a Thunder Dragon, because I already had Hawk in hand, so I ditched the Hawk, brought out the Roar, summoned Aloof Lupine, linked those two, and the Nibiru for a Blackluster Soldier, and then I went special summon the Dark, tributed the Dark, got a Colossus. The Dark got me a Thunder Dragon Fusion, used the Thunder Dragon Fusion, brought out a Titan, and then ditched the Thunder Dragon. I searched, popped his Nibiru token, and attacked for game. So that was round one. So round two, I played against a guy I know from Toronto. He's a pretty good player. Usually he plays Rogue or kind of like gimmick fun decks, and which are always amazing. I always love hanging out with him during the regionals and just talking and everything. But this time we got matched up. It was our actual first time actually playing each other, which was kind of cool. And he won the dice roll. He decided to go first, and I was thinking, okay, this is good because I'm playing Go Second Thunder. And he lured, banished a Dimension Shifter, and then he summoned a Matrix linked into a Linkuriboh and passed his turn. And I just thought that was very underwhelming. So I started off my Thunder Dragon plays, and I was able to OTK him that turn. And then game two, he decided to have me go first, and I sided for going second against Thunder, so I wasn't exactly. I didn't open the most optimum hand, but I still was able to go out, make a Colossus, make another Colossus, and make a Titan. And the whole time I was terrified he was going to Nibiru me because he was counting all the times I summoned. And at the end of it, I just thought, well, if I don't bring out the Titan now, I'm going to lose because it's the Thunder Dragon Mirror match. So I said, alright, brought it all out, and I said pass, and he drew. And his hand was very underwhelming. He opened 2 Thunder Dragon Fusion, 2 Thunder Dragon, and 2 Thunder Dragon, 2 Thunder Dragon Fusion, 1 Matrix, and he drew into a Dark. And he summoned the Matrix, he ditched the Dark. I chained the Titan to his Dark, and, well, so after he was able to do that, I popped his Matrix, and he passed. He scooped right there. Showed me his hand, and I completely understand why. I mean, I've never quite seen bricks that bad, so. Anyways, that's all for round 2. For round 3, I played against Sky Striker Orchest. And that was a matchup I never expected. He was using all of the Into the Voids, everything, all these spells to draw cards, and then Sky Striker cards to go along with it to draw more cards and search stuff. And end of the turn, he had like 4 set cards. He had IP, the Masquerena face up, and with a Babel face up. So he passed his turn there, and then I drew. I started my turn. I was able to somewhat break his board, and then following turn he came back and OTK'd me. Gizmek is one hell of a card. He only had he completely ran out of cards in his deck, but he was able to kill me with that. So then game 2, we were playing. I should have let him go first again because I'm going second. He makes the same plays, basically the same board and everything, and gets brought out his IP. Then he went to go, he set his cards, and then he went to pass, and I chained Nibiru. And after that, I found it was kind of hard for him to come back, and he just, I was able to make a basically decent Thunder Dragon board, smack over a few cards. He was able to bring out his, the way it originally started was he brought out his Dingirsu and from the graveyard, sent my 1 Colossus, so I basically just had my Link Monster and a Titan on field. So I used Mind Control in my hand, took his Dingirsu, overlaid his Dingirsu from my Dingirsu, popped his other card that he had on the field. I think it was the other Orcus Link. What was it? I can't remember his name. And then I went off and won that game. We were in the middle of siding when time was called, and yeah, we got a draw. So then round 4, I played against another Sky Striker Orchest, and game 1, he went first. He did basically the exact same plays, the exact same everything, and I was able to Nibiru him when he brought out the guy, the Masquerena. And then he just continued off and brought out the Galatea, brought out Longirsu. I didn't know about Longirsu's effects, so it's my bad. I special summoned to his zone it was pointing to, and he got rid of my Titan. So yeah, after that he kind of destroyed me. Game 2, I opened Lancia, so he went first again. I dropped Lancia. He basically, after he used Into the Void, so then he just summoned his Dark Grepher and sent one of his monsters, and then passed, ditched his hand, and yeah. And that, he was able to OTK me on first game, and then game 2, on game 2, after I Lancey him, he passed. I was able to make a decent Thunder Dragon board. I wasn't able to OTK him, but he it was pretty close. I won that round 2 game, went into game 3, and then this time he went first, made his board and everything, and then during my standby phase he ditched Lancia, and I opened with double Aloof Lupine. It wasn't good for me, so I lost that game. I was able to drop with 1 Colossus, and that was it. My next matchup was against Pure Sky Striker, so this guy was playing a kind of a trap variant. It was kind of interesting. I've never seen him build like that, but game 1, he opened up decently, but I was able to break his board and then attack for game. Game 2, I sided an evenly matched, and I drew it during his first turn, and then during my first turn, basically I opened double Nibiru. I opened a bunch of Thunder Dragon cards and a Phantasme, but I was waiting for him to make it another Link Summon, because I completely forgot about Phantasme being in my hand, so yeah. So that first game, I forgot about the Phantasme, plus I had evenly matched, so I didn't want to use the Phantasme quite yet. So I allowed him, I just looked at my hand, put my hand on the table, and passed. He sat a couple cards down, he attacked directly, and at this point he's got 1 card left in his hand, and at the end of the battle phase I activated evenly matched. He banished all except for 1 of his set cards, which I found out was there can be only 1. So I ditched a Thunder Dragon, added a Thunder Dragon, ditched a Thunder Dragon, added a Thunder Dragon, used a Hawk to special it back, and at that point he just said that. So then he summoned then I used a Hawk, brought back a Thunder Dragon. He flips there can be only 1. I tributed the Thunder Dragon, set my Thunder Dragon Roar, tributed my Thunder Dragon Roar for I set Thunder Dragon Roar for a type Colossus, swung over, he drew. It wasn't what he was after, so he passed there, or he set a card, passed. I drew. I picked up a Twin Twister. I used Twin Twister, popped his 2 sets, and then I summoned my Aloof Lupine, and he scooped there. So that there was my Sky Striker matchup. I won 2-0. And so that was round 5. So next round was round 6. I played against Altergeist. This deck is one that I haven't had a lot of luck with in testing in the past. Not very many people I know play it or have it, so I haven't gotten a whole lot of testing against it. So game 1, I was really surprised at the board, because I let him go first. He looked at his hand and he passed. I brought out double Colossus, Titan, and, he went and just, scooped there. Game 2, I didn't know what I was playing against, so I decided in 2 Pancratops, 2 Twin Twisters, and 2 Evenly Matched. I didn't see any of them, and when I played he started off, set his cards, passed it, summoned his Meluseek or whatever it's called, linked it into the thing, searched his the really good Altergeist, I forget his name, and then he continued to control from there. Game 3, we were getting pretty close to time, so I had him go first. He started off, he did his basic set cards, some Meluseek again, Link, brought out Link Karibo, passed. This time I picked up Evenly Matched, so I entered the battle phase, evenly matched him, and he just left his Link Karibo there, and I was able to bring out a Colossus and a Titan, swung with the Colossus. He dropped to 0, swung with Titan, and I set an impermanence in the middle zone, passed my turn. He drew, he set a card, he summoned that monster is able to bounce cards, so he swung directly, bounced my Titan. No, he bounced my Colossus. He set 2 cards down and passed his turn. And then we were getting close to time. I go to enter battle phase, and he activates a bunch of cards, bounces my Titan, and then I'm just left with a Link monster that's not strong enough to crush his, so I just summon a monster, linked into BLS, or summon a monster, activated Thunder Dragon Fusion, summoned the 2, brought out the token, linked the token, the Thunder Dragon, the Kaminari attack, and linked to I think it was Lambda on the field at the time. Linked that into BLS, ditched a Hawk, summoned another Colossus, and went enter battle phase. And he sends everything I have back on, basically back to the deck. He drew. At this point, we're at like 10 seconds. He's just summons, plays all these cards. I go to activate impermanence on something he chained Link Karibo, so it missed, and then that was that game. He managed to drop me low enough that he and I got a draw. Alright, so that was it for, I think that was round 6, so in round 7 I played against Prank Kids. I'm choosing to let them go first, and this is the first girl player I've seen in quite a while, aside from my girlfriend, but we only play mainly speed dueling, and she was very good. She did all of her combos correctly. She almost used some of them twice, but we caught on it and she caught on, and we continued the game, and she ended with a Dweller and 2 Bow Wows. So I drew from my turn. I had a very bad hand. I had 1 Thunder Dragon, 2 Matrix, a Thunder Dragon Fusion, and an Impermanence. And I sat the Impermanence. I summoned I activated the Thunder Dragon. She used she didn't do it on the Thunder Dragon activation. She waited till I summoned Matrix, and then I go and link into Link Karibo and pass my turn with a set impermanence. She continued on from there, completely overwhelmed my field and everything, broke my board. I just had my set impermanence left. I was down to about 1300, and she still had the Prank Kids Fusion set and Dweller face up, so I drew. She activated a Dweller, I chained Impermanence, and then I was able to make at least a Colossus this time. I was able to swing over one of the Bow Wows, and she after that I ended my turn there, not realizing we had already been through like 20 minutes in the clock, and she started her turn. I looked back at the clock that was behind me, and I noticed there was only like 19 minutes left, so I scooped that game. We went into game 2. Again, I let her go first. I thought maybe if I draw Nibiru or anything, I could break the board. I decided an evenly matched and everything, but I did not pick up any of the cards I needed, and she went full combo. She was up to, can't remember all the plays that she made, but she did end on another Dweller and everything, so it was basically like the first game all over again. I didn't open very well, and I looked at the time after her turn was over. I started my turn. We had like 3 minutes left, and I go summon, try to do my Colossus play. She stops it, and I bring out a Thunder Monster, and she flips there can be only one. And I had already normal summoned, so that was kind of the end of that. So that was my game against Prank Kids. I lost in time. Yeah. I believe she topped the event though. Or maybe not top, but she definitely got her invite. The next is round 8. I played against another Orcust variant. I played against Lunalight Orcust. It was my first time playing against it, and at that point I was really tired. I was really worn down from the day, and we were I just let him go first. I opened with double Nibiru, a Phantasme, and one was Battery Man Solar and a Hawk. So I thought I was all set. And he starts his plays. I see the Lunalight cards, and then I just thought, okay. Brings out Azathoth. Never had to see that card before. Now I understand why everybody hates it so much. And yeah, Azathoth. Then they went into their full Orcust Lunalight combo, and I had nothing. I drew, I summoned him, activate the effect. He negated with a Crescendo, and at that point I had nothing left to do, so I scooped that game. The next game I cited out all the hand traps. So I cited some of the stuff I thought would be decent against it, and he started the exact same thing as I thought, and I did open Lancia, so I dropped the Lancia. He ended on, basically did like a normal Lunalight board, and then past his turn, I was able to summon Thunder Dragon and everything. He had a Dweller face up, so I was able to use my impermanence, stop the Dweller when I ditched my Thunder Dragon, and then he kind of allowed that. I was able to break his board, and then I basically OTK'd him that turn. I can't remember all the plays I had to make, but I remember I went into double Colossus Titan and a Battery Man Solar. So those were the monsters I had on the field when that game ended. Then we went into game 3, and this time he had Miko first. He dropped a Lancia on the first thing, so I thought that's okay. And he was able, I made my board. He was able to go, he didn't bother going into the as-a-thought stuff. He just went into all of his other plays and was able to bring out that big Panther card, the Lunalight card, as well as bring out a Dingirsu, sending one of my Thunder Dragons away, and basically swung over for massive damage. During my turn, I had about 1 minute left on the clock, and he drops another Lancia. So my only cards in my hand was I had an Allure, I had Thunder Dragon Dark, but I lost that game. So that was my Moonlight Orcus play. And then round 9, I have to admit I was really tired at that point. I went out, had a smoke. I went out and I went out, talked to a couple friends of mine. I went inside, and I didn't realize that the matches had already started, so I was late, and I walked up to the guy, told him that he can have the win. I knew right then and there that there was no chance of me getting an invite, so my ride was really antsy to go, so it was a very, very long day for him. So we, that's where we just packed up and we went on our way home. The rest of our group, one of our friends got his invite. I think he got 20th. Yeah, 20th. And the others, they just had a good time. I know a friend of mine, Ryan, he hasn't played in 10 years. He just came back to the game, and he went there. He talked to a bunch of people. He had a blast, and I'm very happy for him. It was truly amazing getting to see him play again, and seeing him come to a regionals. It was a great day. Even though I sucked, it was a great day. And well, this here's how I did. So my record was X42. As I said, it could have been better, but the way I feel like I could have done better is I have been really busy lately, so I haven't had much time for testing. So the ways I think I could have done better is playtesting more. I haven't been able to playtest a lot in the past while. I've been working on my house and just work. So it's been very difficult finding time to play. So, and that also goes with learning to play better. I know I made a bunch of misplays when I shouldn't have. So I also didn't have much time to study the meta, so I was just expecting everything to be like pure Orcus, Sky Striker, Thunder Dragon, Pendulums, and yeah. So next one I'd say is probably alter my deck, because I noticed the games I went first are basically the games I won. The games I went second, which was what my deck was built to do, I kind of lost. So I gotta find another way around that, as well as around Nibiru. So I got alter my deck so it's better against the meta. I gotta go to locals more. I haven't been there in it's been like a month or two, almost 2 months. So I'm very underprepared. Gotta practice going first and second, see which ones my deck does better against certain matchups. So, and also the last one, I had to get more sleep. I slept like 2 hours the entire time. So yeah, I had about 2-3 hours of sleep before the event. I was too pumped on Friday night. I went out, play tested with some friends, we talked about decks and everything, caught up with my friend Ryan, who I haven't seen in over a decade. So if you watch this, Ryan, shout out to you, you're the man. I really missed having you around, buddy. I'm glad to see what you've done with our community. You've made it so much better. And then, well, after I went home, I got some food, I ate, I re-sleeved my deck, I fixed my deck up, I got everything prepared for the regionals. I filled out my deck list, and after that, I went and picked my girlfriend up from work, and yeah. After that, we went home. It was about 3 something when we went to bed, so woke up at about 6. So 6 when my ride came and got me, and we headed off to the regionals. So I just wanted to give a massive shout out to Joey, Jim, Mario, Gannon, Ryan O, Ryan K, and everybody else that was at the regionals that's from our locals. It was great to see all of you. And well, I guess that's all for this video. Remember, if you like this video or any other, like, comment, and subscribe. I'll post a video of the deck that I played in the next day or 2. Anyways, that's Roy from Team Nonstop Gaming, signing off. You have a great day, guys.